everybody and welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Jane, my husband Mike is behind the camera. We're British, early retirees, we've got no debt, we've paid off the mortgage and we live a thrifty, frugal and money-saving life here in Brittany in northwest France. And every Friday we bring to you something food related. Now this week I've got a really thrifty meal that I've cooked for you. And it is so French. I couldn't think of anybody who lives here in France who doesn't absolutely adore this. It's a traditional winter meal made with mountain cheese. Just absolutely gorgeous. But you could eat this at any time of year. You could eat this throughout the warmer time of year with salad. You could eat it in the winter with green beans or vegetables. You could eat it as it is. I mean, tartiflette. I don't use the traditional Recomendation cheese in this because it's really expensive. I use the supermarket's generic cheese, but I do talk to you and share with you how you could use any cheese that you have got in this. But enjoy it. It's stunning. It's lovely. Don't eat it too often. It's very calorific and it's marvellous. Tartiflette. I'm going to run through my ingredients for making tartiflette as traditionally as I possibly can. It's a very simple recipe. You need potatoes, you need onions, you need bacon, some sort of bacon. It is best if you can get smoked bacon. Now I talk about this a lot here that I use lardons. This is the supermarket's cheapest ones. It's bacon already chopped up, but you would just get bacon and chop it up. So here, I think I've got here about half a pound in weight of bacon. I've got 200 grams of bacon. I've got 2 onions. Ideally, I would have liked to have more onions, but I don't have them. So I'm just going to use 2 onions. You can add wine. I like it with wine in it, but you don't have to. Or you could make up a cup of stock or broth. You could use that. Or you could leave it out altogether. I'm going to add cream to mine. You can use any cream. Double cream, single cream, heavy cream, creme fraiche, sour cream, any cream you like. I am going to cook my onions in some butter. You could cook your onions in oil. It's okay. The star of the show would normally be Recomendation cheese. Well, this is the cheaper version. So Recomendation cheese is made of unpasteurized milk. And it's, as you can see, it's from the Alps. It's from the Alps in France, on the border of Germany here, the Rhone Alps. And this one is only called tartiflette cheese because it is made of pasteurized milk. And you're going to be saying to me, Jane, I can't get Recomendation, I can't get tartiflette cheese. Use any cheese, but use lots of it. How much cheese should I use, Jane? As much as you like, or you can budget for. Because you're going to put lots of cheese in it and on it. And that's why if you have cheese, and you grate it and you stir it in with cream, it will be just as effective. And then you put grated cheese on the top. Which cheese would I not advise? Processed cheese. That plastic cheese that comes wrapped in paper to go in a beef burger. Don't use that cheese. Don't use cream cheese. And I also would not use cheese out of an aerosol can or a jar. So none of that. Just use cheese as near to real cheese as you can possibly find. Cheddar cheese would be a really good one. Emmental cheese would be a really good one. Or whatever cheese is local to you. You may be able to get yourself a brie. Brie would do. Camembert would do. But there you go. It's potatoes, it's bacon, it's onion. Cream and wine is optional. Stock is optional. Butter is optional. You could use oil. So there we go. And I'm going to show you how I make tartiflette. So I thought you might like to see that. There is my little French cheese. And what I'm going to do with it, hopefully without causing myself any injuries, is I'm going to cut it in half. You got that in shot, Mike?
I've got it in shot, look.
Oh,
it's
lovely.
Looking good. Smells great.
Mike, tell everyone, what is your favourite French meal? What is it?
My favourite French meal?
Yeah.
Well, I like tartiflette.
You
That's
know.
just
You love tartiflette.
magical.
So I'm going to cut that in half, and half will go in the middle, and this half will go on top. Oh, I love the smell of cheese. Right, so I've got my ingredients ready. I will wash my hands again. I have peeled and sliced my potatoes. I am going to just bring these to the boil, so they are only just cooked. You can see here, I've got here about 1/4 cup of cream. I've sliced my 2 onions. I've got a glass of dry white wine. Again, that's optional. You could use stock or you could leave it out altogether. And then you can see that, I think if you work that out, that would be like a cup of chopped bacon. And we've got here what we British people call just a bit of butter.
Bit of butter.
That's not much butter for a British person, is it?
No, bit
That
of
is
butter.
Tiny bit of butter. That's, you can hardly see it. So that's it. So I'm going to start off by cooking the potatoes, and then I shall cook everything else as well. So I've got my potatoes here. I haven't put any salt into them because the bacon is salty and the cheese is salty and my butter is salted. I'm not going to overdo it. So I'll just let those come up to the boil, and then I'll bring them down to a simmer, and then I'll cook them for about 2 to 5 minutes. I only just want them cooked, and whilst they're cooking, I will then cook my bacon and my onions. So I'm testing my potatoes because I just want them only just cooked. Now, traditionally, when people cook tartiflette, they will get the bacon, they will cook that first, they will brown it off, and then they will just add in the onions afterwards. So in goes my bacon, and I will cook that, and I'll see you in a minute. So I've cooked my bacon. Some people like to have theirs until it's absolutely crispy. We don't. We've cooked it as much as we like it. I'm going to add in some butter now. Not all of it. And let that cook down. And then add in my onions. Now I'm going to add in my onions, and I'll come back to you in a second when they've cooked a bit. So my potatoes are cooked. I'll show you how much cooked they are. So they feel quite raw, but they're actually just cooked. My onions and my bacon are still cooking away, and I'm preheating my oven to 200 degrees. So this is the stage where I'd add in some wine. I'm probably going to add in about half of that. There you go. Oh, that smells lovely. Now, wine is optional. Stock is optional. You don't have to add wine. Oh, I'm steamed up here. There we go. And the cream is also optional, so I'll see how much cream I want to add. Some people like this to be a very solid dish, and some people like it to be very creamy. And I am the person who likes it to be very unctuous and very creamy. Now, if you don't have any cream, don't worry. You can make this perfectly well without it. It's just not necessary. So I'm going to add in the rest of that cream and make sure I don't leave any behind in there, because we're not chefs. We don't, you see chefs on TV, they just leave half of it in a bowl because they're on a time, aren't they? But I'm at home. So I've added in all my cream. And any cream will do, or no cream.
Beautiful.
Oh, I know. Can you smell it, Mike?
Yeah, it smells gorgeous.
Yeah. Some people even like to add a little garlic to theirs as well, but you can, you don't have to. Okay, I am going to call that done, and I'll show you how I assemble this. So I have my bacon, my onions, my butter, my cream and my wine, and I have added some salt and pepper to this. I tested it with a clean spoon first. I'll test it again to make sure it's got enough salt and pepper in it. Oh, that's lovely. I'm going to add this to my potatoes, give it a good stir, and then I'll show you how I assemble it. I'll put you just over there a minute, Mike.
Yeah, no problem.
There we go. Now, as I said, you don't need to add the wine, the cream, anything like that. You can just do this with the potatoes and the bacon. It's fine. So we'll just cut now, and I'll give this a good stir.
Right, yeah.
So I'm ready to assemble this now. Now, the way to make this frugal dinner even more frugal is you just stretch this with more potatoes. So I'm going to put half the potatoes in. I'll move this to my left. I tend to go left to right. So put half the potatoes and bacon in. And I'm going to get my Recomendation cheese. I've cut it thicker and thinner. So I'm going to put the thinner inside. Now this is where you, without Recomendation cheese, if you don't have a cheese like this to put in there, would put in a layer of your grated cheese. Like I said, any cheese, as long as it's as real a cheese as you can possibly buy. And I'm going to put the rest of the bacon. Some people like this wetter than this. I quite like it as wet as this, and it will all cook down. This is going to go into my oven for 30 minutes. So like I said, you can stretch this even further with even more potatoes. And this will easily feed 4. To make it feed 4, you just have some salad on the side of this, or vegetables on the side, or you might even have some crusty bread. We are just going to eat this as it is. Just make sure I've got everything out of my pot. And then on top, I'm going to flatten that all down. Now some people make it where they put the potatoes in the bottom, and then in the middle they put all the onions and the bacon. I do it this way. It doesn't really matter, you know. This is not MasterChef, is it? I'm not Gordon Ramsay. I'm a housewife. I'm cooking for Mike, and I know Mike will eat this and he will really like it. So some people put in a lot more cheese than that, but that, it's a bit there squidged up the sides, Mike. That'd be bubbling.
Save it. Don't let it escape.
There it is. So this is now going to go into my hot oven, 200 degrees centigrade. You'll put on the screen, Mike, won't you, Mike, what that is in?
I'll put it in the funny figures.
Fahrenheit. Yeah. So this is going to go in the oven now. It's going to be 20 minutes to half an hour, or even 40 minutes, depending on your oven. And what you'll do is you'll just test it. Everything has really cooked down.
Oh, there we go. Golden bunny.
Look at that. I'll just shut the oven door. I'm going to check in the middle that it's completely cooked through. Yes. We're going to leave that now for 15 minutes to cool down. I love the way the Recomendation cheese goes crusty on top. Now, you could serve this with salad, but we don't have any. I am in desperate need of going to the supermarket for some fresh fruit and vegetables. Oh, look at that, Mike. Look at the melty cheese.
Looking good.
Oh, let's get some gooey bits on it. You wouldn't eat this every day, would you?
You couldn't eat this every day.
No,
You wouldn't be able to get off the sofa.
No. You wouldn't be able to get in your jeans, would you? I don't think you would even manage to fit in. I don't think if I ate this every day, I wouldn't even fit in my socks. Oh, should get a bit more bacon in.
A bit more bacon is always justified.
I'll tell you what, the French know what to do. How to cook bacon and potatoes, don't they? Oh, look at that. And that's a small bit that we will have for our supper tonight. The French know what to do with bacon and potatoes. They damn well do. Thanks for watching. Go on, hit that like button. Leave us a comment. What's your favourite French dish? There's so many French recipes that I absolutely love, but I do think tartiflette is my absolute favourite. We'll see you again soon. Bye for now.